Okay. All right. So, Chris, just to confirm, like, yeah, I'm audible, right?
Yes, you're audible, and I can also see your screen with the COVID templates.
Perfect. Okay. So, I believe, like, so one of our attendee, like, he had a question, Rico, right? So, regarding the replay tracking. So, we had a question, like, from Rico. So, he had some doubts in the replay tracking. So, he's not pretty clear with that. So, let me just quickly walk you through with the replay tracking, and then we can continue with the slide, whatever the presentation you're going to do it. Like, let me continue with that. Okay, regular campaign. All right, and I believe like even like a couple of other attendees might question, like they might not be aware like how this replay tracking is going to work. So so let me just first like so replay tracking like so Rico, let me take like your name like since you posted up this question. So let me like try sending a campaign to you. So if Santosh is going to send a campaign to Rico, so I'll be using like I'm a Zoho Campaigns customer. So I use Zoho Campaigns for email marketing. So when an email hits the inbox, Zoho will have a track on like how many email is being sent through Zoho server because I'm using Zoho Campaigns application to send out a campaign. But if Rico is going to directly send me an email, so he might be interested in my service, or like so like today, like he might have some questions. So he's going to reply back to me. So what happens is like the email will be directly landing on my inbox. So Zoho, they don't have any traces that request reply to me because from request mailbox, it's going to directly send the email to my inbox. So they are going to use request mail server to send the email. So what happens is like we have customers come up with like they want a replay tracking option. So what we have done is like when we turn on this option, a virtual mailbox will be created. So for me, for my account, a virtual mailbox will be created in Zoho Mail. So whenever I'm going to send out a campaign, first the email will be sent through Zoho server and it will reaches the recipient mailbox. So the email is landed on Rico's inbox right now. And he's going to draft a reply to me. When he clicks on reply, send the email, immediately the email will be landing on the virtual mailbox, which is created by Zoho for my account. And from the Zoho's mailbox, it is going to get forwarded to my inbox. So Zoho campaigns will have a track like which customer has replied to this particular campaign. So we'll be able to give you the analytics on how many email has been replied and how many of them they've given a positive response. All those things like will be shown up over there. So this is how the replay tracking will work. So Rico, I believe like it is clear now. And still, if it's not clear, you can post a question. Either me or like one of my colleague will go and reply to you that question. Or if we want to give you a complete, a personalized demo, like yes, we are ready to do that. So you can reach out to us. We'll help you with that. So you can, if it's not clear, please drop a question to us or a team. They will help you with that. Okay. And let's continue with the slide. So right now we have like this template. So we are going to send a campaign to the customers, like to all my customers, to just to create an awareness, like how this virus is severe, like because people take it this right, it's not that serious. So every now and then they go out, they don't maintain the social distancing. So these things are like still it is happening even after like 20 days or 21 days we are in lockdown, still this thing is happening. So we have to create even more awareness on this, and we have to let the customers know how severe it is, because it's completely a word of mouth. If I'm going to send 100 people, they read out my campaign, they're going to spread it to another 200 people, and that 200 is going to be like 2000. So it's a word of mouth. It's going to, we are going to spread an awareness. So this template, you can use it. And this is again, it's like, it's just a template. If you want any changes has to be done over here, you can go and change it. So you can see here, so Zilker, we have used a logo of Zilker. So you can go and change the logo as well. So we have this option called image component. So any option you see on the left hand side, it's going to be a drag and drop option. If you click here, so I drag and drop in component over here. So I can upload the image from the computer. So let's see like what are the logos I have. Like for example, like if I'm going to pick this one. So okay, so this is not a logo, it's a banner image. So it's too big. So what I do is like I make it small. I can click on this drop down. I make it as a small image. So this seems to be good. Like this is like a logo size. And if I want to make it as a center align, you can make it as a center. Or if you want to make it on the left, you can make it on the left. And if you think like you're going to add all the component, like the banner image. So this is it. So on each and every campaign of yours, it has your logo on it. So this should be auto populated, or like this should be as a template, because you're using a predefined with Zoho's design. So you want this particular component to be saved. So what you can do is like you can here, I think like you'll be able to see this bookmark. So on the right hand side, so you can bookmark this particular component. So once you bookmark it, so whenever you create a template, like you'll be able to use that bookmark. It's the same as like how we like if you visit any website in Google, you can bookmark that website. So for example, like if it's a campaign that you're regularly using, so Zoho campaigns, you'll be either bookmark that or you'll pin it up on a tab. So that is how it works. And if you want to change like any sizes or any text components or everything, you can go and drag and drop. If you want to have a text component, so you can just drag it and drop. So I want my customer's name to be addressed, because I myself personally open email only when it's addressed to me. So if my name is not there, even though I open the email, I mark it as a spam. So you can address your customer. So these are like few key points. Like it's a good email marketing practice. So you can address your customer's name, and you can use like image plus text. So when you send out the campaign, so instead of having just an image, because when you use a single image, there are high possibilities where the anti-spam services will be marking your email as a spam email. Just to avoid that, like you can have like image plus text, like 70-30 ratio, or even 50-50 is perfectly fine. So I'm going to address my customer. So I'll just mark it as hello and custom merge tag. I'm going to use the contact message first name. So in the subject line, I showed you like mail default value. But when it comes to a content, like I see like there is some additional one. What is this? The guest. So the guest is like social default value. So whenever you design a campaign, so you have a provision where like you can share this campaign to social media. So you're going to create an awareness. So you have a set of 100 contacts. You're going to create an awareness to this particular 100 contacts. But on your social media, you have like 1,000 followers. So you're going to do like another additional information. Like you're going to move it to the social media, and that is going to be shared in different pages, different accounts. So it is going to spread entire social media, and even in the email marketing, it's going to move through a word of mouth. So you can use it. So in the email marketing, in the subject line, so we can have mail default value. If the first name is empty, it will be replaced with customer. But when you share a campaign to your social media, the subject line is not going to show up over there. Just a thumbnail of this particular template. Whatever you have over here, this particular template thumbnail is going to show up. And you cannot address anyone with their name on social media because it's an open source. So there should be some generic term. So that's the reason we have given this guest. But again, like you can go and customize it. You can come up with a new phrase and you can edit this. So that is like a merge tags. And here you have different options. You can change the font. And if you want to change the size, you can change it. If you want to make it bold, italic, underline. So all these, so these are pretty straightforward. So this is the only reason I said earlier that designing a template is going to be a purely a cakewalk for you. So you don't want any assistance. You don't want to know like any coding or any designing. So even if you're not aware about the coding or design, directly you can log into Zoho Campaigns and you can build your own template, which is like more profession. So this is how you can design it. So these are like few basic components what we have. So we have image component, image plus text. Again, like it's going to be a self-explanatory. So one side it's going to be an image, another side it's going to be a text component, and we have a button. So if you want to have a button, so somewhere here, so I'm going to click here. I'm going to drag it and drop it. So what I'm going to do is like, I'm going to have this content. So I'm going to create an awareness and I'm going to redirect. I'm going to have a button on the very bottom of the page. And this button, when someone clicks on this link, it's going to redirect to a different page, a landing page. So I have clearly documented. So there is a clear information how coronavirus is, like how severe it is. So we have given a detailed explanation. So in the email, we have given just a quick heads up, but on the website, we have given a detailed information. So in this button, what I can do is like, I can connect my website address. So this is my COVID-19 at Zoho.com. So this is my website, and this is where like I have added the information. So clear information, how severe this corona, how we can prevent it, and what are the ways we can follow. So what are the things we have to use at this time. So everything I can add. And here there is an option whether this someone clicks on this particular button, whether the screen should be popping up on the same window or it's in the new window. So I'll make it as a new window because like I want it to be in a separate window. So I make it as a separate window. So this is like on the basic. And we have like the columns. Columns is like nothing but it's a two column. So we can have like a 2 column or 3 column. So we can have it. And you can set a ratio like 70-30 or 30-70. So it will be like a purely like a newsletter format side by side. So these are like a few basic components we have. And in the advanced features, like components, we have like few advanced features over here. So first it says widgets. So widgets, when I click here, it says social media. So you think like it's a social media, like, so what is so advanced in this? So that might be a question. So most of you come up with this question, but I'll tell you the secret behind this. So what happens is like earlier, like a few years, like a 1 year or 2 years back, like, so we recommend our customers to go and download the image from the internet. So we don't have this widgets icon. So we ask them to download the social media icon and then upload into Zoho Campaigns. So what happens is like from the internet source, all the images are not in the same size, not in the same pixel. So it's in a different size. There is a formatting issue. When the customer sends out a campaign, like there seems to be a formatting issues. So we started receiving complaints. So what we have done is like, so instead of we making things even more complicated, so we'll make it like very simple. We'll give the widgets. So we have like few popular widgets. All you have to do is like you have to add your social media link over here, the Twitter link, your LinkedIn link, and then save it. That's it. So it is ready. The social media is ready. But here right now it has been left aligned. So I don't want this icon to be left aligned. I want it to be as a center line. So you can click on this design. So here is a design icon. And Facebook, we are very much familiar about this icon. If anyone sees this icon, we are familiar. Okay, this is a Facebook icon. This is a Twitter and this is a LinkedIn. So we don't want to give a label over there. So I can go and remove that label, just an icon. So we are familiar about this. And if you want to increase the size, you can increase the size. So it's there. So you can increase it. So this is how it works. So now you'll be understanding like why this widget is in the advanced option. It's not in a basic, it's an advanced, because this widget icon, it was playing a major role earlier because so many customers, they were facing formatting issues. And next best part over here is like dynamic content. So let's assume like Zilker, they're going to do a email campaigning. So they have something called department. They have marketing department. They have like sales department, and they have like another additional department. So in those cases, so instead of me creating, so me as a Zilker, so I'm going to create a campaign. So I want to create a campaign separately for marketing content. So what is the marketing content? So I have to create it. And what is the sales content? So I have to create a different, completely different template. And for like, let's assume like I have something called analytics. I have to create a different template. So it's a three different template. Even if I tell, so if I, even I'm very versed in designing a template, so I'm fast enough in creating a template. So if I'm going to take 30 minutes for design a template, so for three templates, it's going to take like close to 1 hour 30 minutes time. So which is like again, when you look into a business perspective, so within 30 minutes, if you're designing a template, remaining 1 hour, you can do it like something productivity. So what you can do is like you can create one single template, which is going to target all three different audience. That is what dynamic content is all about. So if I click here, so let me first drag it and drop it, because we call this template as a drag and drop template. So I'll drag and drop it. So we have something called department. See here, that is department marketing. So this is something very important. So if you're using dynamic content, so this dynamic content, I have this department. This is a field which I maintain within my account. So I go to the campaigns. So let's assume like, let me open a mailing list. So this is the department, like this is the mailing list, and let me search for department. There is a smart way of doing it, but still I'm trying to make it things very complicated. Let me do the smart work right now. Okay, unfortunately, I'm not able to find it over here. It's interesting. It's here. So one thing what we notice is like in the search field, the department field is not listing out. So even if I type DE, it should list out. So whichever matches in DE. So what I'm going to do is like, so from this I'm going to talk to my developer and see what is wrong. So there should be something like, even though if I type D, what are the field is listed out in D, that should come up. So that is the faster way. There is no point of giving a search. So if I'm going to type the complete word, then why should I have a search button? So let me talk to my team and I'll go and search for this. We can work on this. So this department, so every time what you have to do is like, you have to maintain a field and there should be a constant value. So for department, for people who are interested in marketing, I have to maintain a value called marketing. People are interested in sales. I want to maintain a value called sales. Only then this dynamic content is going to be helpful. So I gave a word called marketing. So let me make it even more faster. So this one, okay. So you see here, so this is again, this is something very important. So earlier, what happens is like Zoho campaigns, we were not allowing our customers to copy and paste it. So if they want to copy and paste it, so first it has to be pasted on a notepad, and from the notepad again it has to be pasted to our content. And the reason we had that option earlier is because when you copy and paste the content from an external source, there are chances, there are so many hidden formats is going to get added, which is going to create a formatting issues when you send out a campaign to your customers. So if Zilker is going to send a campaign and if there is a formatting issue, so they are pretty brand in the market. So when there is a formatting issue, it's going to give a bad impression on the market. So what we suggest is like, we give this option. So when you try to copy and paste it, we give this dialog button, paste as original. When you paste as original, there will be some formatting issues. So we clearly mention them. But when you paste as plain text, all the hidden formats will be removed. It will be on a default size and default font. So the copy and paste again, like there is something issue, copy and paste. So that's the reason it's not coming, but it will be on a default size and default format. Then I can go and customize it to whatever size. If I want to have a caliber, so I can select it. And if it should be on 13, I can make it as a 13. Or like if I feel 13 is too big, I can make it as 11. So whatever size, I can go and customize it over here. So this content, so anything within here, it is going to be visible only for the people who are interested in marketing. So I can create another component for sales. So sales. So you can see here it's in a default font. So I can go and size it up. So I can caliber 9 is too small. So let me make it as 12 here. So now in your mind, like you might come up with a question whether it's going to be only for the content, whether I can do a dynamic image. Yes, you can do it. So you have this option. So anything related to marketing, so you can add some images like related to marketing. So the banner image, it will be related to marketing. So let me quickly find out whether I have any template which is like related to marketing. Okay. So since we are in a seminar, so we'll take that. So I'm the audience, like I'm the trainer and you're the audience. So let me pick this one. And anything related to sales, I can go and add another component. So that will be visible only for the sales. So I think like this is like pretty straightforward and you're clear. And if you have any questions with the dynamic content, so you can go and ask on the question section. So we have a team who will go and question it. And so the ultimate goal is like the dynamic content is like in one single template, you'll be targeting multiple audience. Just to show you an example, so I've already sent a few campaigns. Like I've sent one campaign, I've taken a screenshot, how it's going to be dynamically changed. So let me just swipe it up. So hope this screen is clearly, it is visible. So here, the only thing is like you can see the name, the brand is same, image, the banner image is same, and name different. Obviously the name will be different because it is unique. And next is like you can see the location. So it says like the event is going to held on London on 21st and 22nd, which is on the left hand side, and on the right hand side it is on Seattle on 3rd and 4th of July. So it is a one single template which is going to be dynamically changing. So I think like now it will be more visible. And in this template, I had it like around like close to 3 or 4 dynamics. So nowhere you can see it is a dynamic content. It is a single template which has been designed just for Seattle customers and just for London customers. So there is no larger number of spacing or anything. It is getting properly rendered. So this is how when you send out a newsletter, like when you use a dynamic content, it will never show up like it is being targeted like multiple audience. It will show up as if you're targeting only Seattle customers or only London customers. So that is how it's going to work. And still, if you have any questions, like you can go ahead with your question on the question section. And next is like attachments. So you can have an attachment. So in campaigns, so you can directly drag and drop. So right now, like we don't have like since it is a email marketing, we cannot give a direct attachment how you see on Gmail or Outlook or whatever mail client. So there will be a small attachment option when you open the email. On the very bottom of the screen, there will be an attachment. But when it comes to email marketing, we cannot give it in such a way because that will be considered as a spam email. So what we have done is like, again, like this is like a request from our customers. They have been requesting, they want to have an attachment. They want to share a white paper. They want to send like an invoice, some other documents. So what we have done is like, we have given this option. So when you add an image, so let me select. So these are the formats we support. Like it can be a PDF, docs, text document, RTF. There are so many formats. And if I select any document, let me pick one PDF. Okay, that's a good one. Our new logo. Okay, it's a PNG format. So I want to have a PDF format. Let me take a PDF file. So if I click on upload, it has been added. Okay, I'm really sorry. Just give me one quick minute. Something wrong. So this happens always when we are in a flow. Like I'll be like in somewhere like a 120 or 130 miles, but all of a sudden someone will come and slow down me. So this happens every single time. So again, so we have to start from the first gear, second gear. I have to reach like 120 miles again, like in next 10 minutes. So I'm going to add this button. So the document, okay, button we have given. So we are going to go for the attachment next. So attachment again, like it's going to be like in a button format. Drag and drop it. So select the document and see project. So what happens is like, okay, so let me first explain you this. So you can give a name for it. Click here. Okay, you can set a time frame how long this document should be visible, because some people, they will be sharing a white paper and they might have a requirement wherein like this document should be visible just for 1 week or like just for 1 month, so any time frame. So you can set a time frame. So let me take this as like just for 2 days, and I can set a time till what time it should be visible, and whether it's a AM or PM and what time zone. So all these I can set it up and I can apply it. And what happens is like right now, so the one which I was about to explain is like, so it is the same concept what Zoho Docs follows, because we are storing it on a cloud, and from there when someone clicks on this link, instead of having it in an attachment, they're sharing a file, it will be redirecting them to a document. So it is like you're adding a file on Zoho Docs or Google Drive, and you're going to just share the public URL. So it's the same concept in a different way we are going to do it. So this is like a button. So next is like creating a poll. So I can go and create a poll. So create a poll is not a survey, because we don't want to have it like a survey on the campaign content. So we want to get a feedback. So this poll is created to get a feedback from the customers. So today, like I have like a close to like 300 attendees. So I'm going to give you the training. So I'm not sure whether I'm doing a good job over here. So what I do is like once after this training is completed, let's assume like I'm not going to send you a campaign, to be very honest. So I'm going to send you a campaign, for example. So you can rate my training, whether it's good or bad or can be better. So anything. So I can go and just drag it and drop it. So as I said earlier, I'm going to take a feedback. So it's just one question. How was my training? And I can have like 3 questions. So let's say like first is good, can be better, and I can give bad. So I'll be showing you like how this report is going to show up. So once anyone participate on this particular poll, like it will be shown up in the report section. I'll be showing you that. So what I can do, what is the benefit on this? So people who targeted, like people who gave a feedback like good, I can, so whenever I'm going to do a next training, I can send an email to them saying that like I'm going to do another training. So if you're interested, you can join. Can be better, I can call them, I can drop an email. So I can ask them like where exactly I'm lagging, what is the mistake, so where do I have to improve myself. So I can go and ask them. So that is a one point of contact. And third one is bad. So I can again call them directly, or I can schedule an appointment with them, and I can give a personalized demo like how this application is going to work. Because like they might be like we both are not in the same track, so that might be the reason. So he have given the bad rating, or whatever he is expecting, I didn't cover that. So I can go and understand like what is his requirement, and then I can go and take up a demo, or like I can give a training to them, so that like again I can go and re-engage with them. So I don't want to lose any customer. I can try to target them again, and I can again try to retain them. So most of the cases, like 90 or 95%, I'll give my 100% efforts and I can retain them. So this is how the poll works. And so this one, so again, like I can go and set this poll. So I can set it like for 1 week. Once after that, like what this should be there. So after a week, so on 16th, someone is going to click on a link. So what should be the message? So I can give a message for that as well. So once everything is set, I can click on finish. So this is how the poll looks like. So this is poll. And in poll, there are different types. Like we have like this one. Another type is like cannot create multiple polls. So we have like the number type and emojis. You can have a emojis, good smiley, bad smiley, can be better smiley. You can use it. But on a campaign, you can have only one single poll. And you can have a video. So let's assume like if Zilker is going to send a campaign to a marketing campaign to everyone, to their leads, not to the customer. They're going to send a leads. So they want to have a testimonial. So on the email campaign, so they can drag and drop the video merge tag. So let me see whether I have any existing merge tag. Okay, I don't have any merge tag. So what I do is like the video, it can be on a YouTube, Vimeo, or Vista. So anywhere the video can be uploaded. So let me just quickly go to YouTube and I can get a URL so that I can give you a live example how this is going to look like. Zoho. All right, let me copy this one. I'll pause it. I'll copy this URL. So, okay, I'll give a name as Zoho Chennai. I give this URL. So what happens is like when I click on next, it's going to automatically create a merge tag for it and a thumbnail. So this is how the thumbnail will be added. So on the campaign content, the thumbnail will be shown up. So when someone clicks on this link, it will be redirecting them to the YouTube page and the video will be played. And the reason we don't allow the playing a video within the campaign content is because Gmail will be any browser clients, they allow playing a video within the email component. Like if it's a Gmail, within the Gmail and the email content, the video will be playing. But Outlook, so they don't support it, playing a video within the email content. So they will be redirecting them. So that's a reason even we don't allow that, because whatever feature is available within Zoho campaign, it is compatible with all the mail clients, no matter whether it's a browser client or it's a mail client. So it is compatible. So that's the reason we just show up the thumbnail and it will be redirecting them into a whatever source. If it's a YouTube, they'll be redirecting them to the YouTube, or if it's a Vimeo or Vista, it will be redirecting them. So this is how, and just for your information, so this is like it's our head office, like it's in which is in India. So this is like Zoho head office. So we work over here. So that's just for your information. And next is like ICS tag. So Zilker, so as I said earlier, like they are going to do a webinar, like a course, like the animation course next week. So they're going to send out a campaign that is like a promotional campaign. People who are interested, they can go and sign up. So when they sign up, so they want to create a calendar invite. So what they can do is like they can drag and drop a ICS tag. So you can give an event name. So description, event URL. So if you have a URL, you can use it. Venue, start, and what time it's going to end. And once you click on save, it will get saved. So when someone, once you open the email, and if someone clicks on that particular link, what happens is like a calendar invite event will be added. So whatever is your default mail client, whether it's Outlook or Google Calendar, whatever client you're using, so on that calendar, the event will be created. So this is like all advanced features. And I'm pretty clear, like, so everyone are in the same page. And if you have any questions, like, please answer the questions, because so we have done with the creating a template for the Zilker. So we are ready to send out the campaign. So when you try to send out a campaign, so there is a save and next option. You can directly click on save and next and send out a campaign. But before sending out a campaign, so as a Zoho employee, what we suggest is like before targeting an audience, it is highly recommended to send a test email to yourself. So I have designed this template. So I want to see how this template is going to look like on a mobile. So Zoho says it is responsive. I'm not sure whether it is responsive. So I can go and preview it. So this is how it looks like on a PC. And this is how it looks like on a mobile. So I can see, okay, so we have given the preview. So this is how it's going to look like, just to confirm whether it's going to look exactly the same. So I can click and send a test email to myself and see how the template looks like. Once I confirm this template is looking really good, I can click on this close option. Or if anything is wrong, I can go and come back, make those changes. And once I confirm it is good, then I can click on save and next. And before clicking on save and next, there is another option called save changes with a drop down. What's there in this drop down? Save it to library. So we have spent like last 30 minutes. So if I'm not wrong, we have designed this template. So next time, if I'm going to use the same template, instead of me spending next 30 minutes, I can directly pull this template from the library. So I can save this to the library. So let me give it as. So I can save it. So next time, when I go to the library, in the email template, I'll be able to see that template. It will be shown up over there. So I'll be showing you like what is there in the library. So so we have a separate topic to be discussed in that library. So I'll be showing you. So once it's been saved, click on save and next. So whenever you click on save and next, you'll be getting send for review option. So the one which you see on this particular screen. So this is not the screen which you're going to get. So like you'll be getting an option like send for review. Like here, you'll be getting an option called send for review. Each and every campaign, it has to go across with the review process. So we have a compliance team who will go and review your campaign. And this review process is going to take maximum of 20 minutes. So within 20 minutes, your campaign will be approved. So either if you're going to send a campaign or like if your client is going to send out a campaign, it will be reviewed like within 20 minutes. Once it's been reviewed, this is the option you'll be getting. Either send the campaign now, send now, schedule campaign, and send in batches. So now, like most of the attendees, you have a question popped up on your mind, which is like, what are we going to do on the review process? So what exactly we do is like, we do a basic spam check. We check your content, whether any spam triggering words are there or like any content which is like against the policy. So those things we'll be checking. We'll be checking each and every URL, whether it's a direct URL or it's redirecting URL. If it's a redirecting URL, like to which landing page is going to be. So those kind of things, and we'll be checking your domain reputation, like how good your domain is. So everything we'll be checking it. It's just to make sure like your emails are not getting spammed. So from campaigns end, we do a basic spam check from our end. And once we confirm that is good, like we'll be approving it. Once it's been approved, you can send the campaign immediately. Sending a campaign immediately right now, so it will be sent immediately. So let's assume like Zilker has an audience, like they have a European audience, they have a United States, and they have customers from Australia, and even they have audience from India. So when they send out a campaign right now, so it is like for some customers, like from region, it is a business hour, but some regions it's like late night or like it's off business hour. So which is not the right time for marketing. So you can go for the schedule campaign. So here is where we have this option called fixed time zone. So when you select as fixed time zone, so if I'm going to target a campaign on GMT +1, so those are my audience. So I'm going to target only to them today. So I can go and select this one. But I'm going to target a campaign around the globe. So different time zones. I can go with recipient's time zone. So when I select as 10 a.m. and when it has to be sent out. So on Friday at 10 a.m. I want to send out the campaign. So I can schedule it. So you'll be having a question. So another question popped up on your mind. How Zoho is going to figure out your recipient's time zone? So that's a very good question. Like what we do is like whenever you add a contact, what happens is like when you try to add a contact, you have to maintain either city, state, or zip. This information. So you'll be adding like email address, first name, last name, even company, you'll be adding it. Apart from this information, you'll be, so you have to add this, any one of this information, either city, state, or zip has to be added. Once it's been added, based on that particular field information, we'll figure out the recipient's time zone. So we'll be able to deliver the email right on time. And next option is like recipient's optimal open time. So what happens is like, when you so if you're going to use this option, I strongly recommend not to use this option on the first campaign. So you got it right. So I said like not to use on the first campaign. The only reason is like we don't have enough data. How this feature is going to work is like when you send few campaigns, like let's assume like I've sent like 10 or 15 campaigns. And then if I go and select this option, what happens is like we check the previous campaign history and see at what time the open rate is really good. And on that particular time, the emails will be delivered. So we find out the timing automatically. So that's the reason I said like not to send on the first campaign. Only after sending few campaigns out, then you can use this option. So that is one. And next is like sending in batches. So some business, like they have a requirement that they want to send a campaign in batches. They don't want to send a campaign on a bulk. So let's take an example. Like I have a list of 1,000 contacts. I don't want to send a campaign immediately, like to all 1,000 on one shot. So I want to send it on batch by batch. So what I can do is like I can select the batch. So the list has a 10,000. And if I click on the drop down, I can select how many batches. So let's take an example, like I'm going to select 10 batches. So now if I select this drop down, it's not going to give any option. The only reason is because the list which I have selected right now, this does not have 200 contacts. The minimum condition is like the list should contain at least 200 contacts and 2 batches. So each batch will have 100 contacts. So that's the reason I'm not able to click on this drop down. But like if you have like more than 200, if you click on this drop down, for sure you'll be getting an option. So like I have like 10,000 contacts. Let's take an example. So I click on this drop down. I selected 10 batches and I selected 24 minutes and I schedule it. So what happens is like every 24 minutes, the mailing list will be, it will be like on the back end, we'll break it to bits and pieces. Like every batch will have like 1,000 contacts. So every 24 minutes, 1,000 emails will be sent to the customers. So this will go then again, this will reduce the spam ratio instead of sending out the. So most of the anti-spam services, when you send a bulk email, they'll consider that as a bulk email, and there are chances it can be classified as a spam email. But when you do in this way, like there are very less chances it can be classified as a bulk email. So once you confirm, like once you design everything, you can send out the campaign, sending a campaign immediately, or you can schedule it. And once the campaign is being sent, what are the analytics you're going to get? So I click on this reports. I click on. So let me open any campaign. Let me see. Okay, this one, first campaign. So I have targeted like around like close to 28 contacts, and 28 got delivered, which is good. And if there is any bounces, we'll be showing you the bounces. So bounces is like we classify into 2 sections. One is hard bounce and soft bounce. So I believe you remember at the time when we import the contact, there were a few contacts got ignored. So those are the hard bounce. So this is where like we'll be classifying. When you send out a campaign, if a contact is invalid, that will be considered as a hard bounce contact, and it will be removed from the active mailing list. That will be moved to the bounce list. And any soft bounce contact, like for some technical reason, we are not able to reach the recipient mailbox. So the recipient mailbox is busy, or server is busy, or on a vacation. for some reason we are not able to reach it. So in those cases, we'll try to reach the recipient's mailbox on 3 different campaigns. Even after the third campaign, if you're not able to reach the recipient mailbox, in that case, it will be classified as a hard bounce contact and it will be moved to the bounce list. And next, we'll be showing you the unsent contact, unique open, unique clicked, unopened contact. So unsubscribe. So again, like this is something very interesting. So each and every campaign has a unsubscribe button. Without an unsubscribe button, the marketing emails will not be sent out. So if you want to send out a campaign from Zoho campaigns, there should be an unsubscribe button. So if any contact unsubscribe, that will be considered like that contact will be moved to do not mail list. And in CRM, because CRM is integrated over here in this account. So CRM, the email opt-out field will be checked automatically. So if I open any contact, the email opt-out field will be checked. So here, the email opt-out field will be automatically checked. And the last one is like compliance. So if I'm going to send a campaign to my audience, and if any of my customer, like or my lead, they have marked the email, which means like to a spam folder. So I sent a campaign, they move it to the spam folder, which means he or she is not interested. So in that case, what I can do is like, I can go then move that contact into do not mail list. So that will be done automatically because they are not interested. So that's the reason they have been moved the email to the do not mail list. Sorry, the spam folder. So any hard bounce contact, any unsubscribe, and compliant, like people who mark your email as a spam email, these 3 will be automatically handled within Zoho campaigns. And we'll be showing you the time, at what time the open rate was good. So these things will be done. And the location, like we'll be showing you the locations as well. And you can get a quick preview, like what was the sender address, reply to address, so everything. So on the recipient activity, you'll be able to see to whom you're targeted and who are the customers they opened the email, how many times they opened the email, and when they opened the email, what time they opened the email, and what time zone they follow. So these are the reports we'll be showing you. And for the clicked, we'll be showing you the same sort of reports, like how many times they have clicked on it, and what are the links they clicked on it, and when they clicked on it, what time they clicked on it. So these many reports will be shown up in the report section. And so I said, like, I'll be showing you the reports, like how the report is going to look like for the polls. If you click on this link click activity, you have this poll clicks. So I can see, okay, so I have like, so 1%, 21%, so I can see the audience over here, and these are the participants. And if I want to take like recipient wise, so yes, I'll definitely attend. So I click here. So only 1 person is interested. No, I will not attend. So he's very strong. These 3 people, they are very strong. They're not going to attend the seminar. And these people, like, so many people, they're in a dilemma, so whether they want to attend or not. So it's going to be like, they'll be making up their mind. So once they make up the mind, so they'll be attending, or they may not attend the seminar which we are going to conduct. So this is how the report looks like. So just give me 1 minute. Let me grab some water. So technical. Okay, so right now, next we are going to talk about the automation. So before jumping into the next topic, so I want to quickly run a poll. So like I want to see like how many customers, like the question would be, so whether you're going to recommend Zoho to your customers, like, because right now, so everyone, like if I'm not wrong, like we are here like close to like 400 plus attendees. So you 400 people, you have a quick idea on what is Zoho Campaigns, what is capable for. So you have a quick glance. So I just want to run up a poll and see whether you guys are going to recommend this particular product to your clients. So let me just start that poll. Okay. So we're getting the results right now. So it's good to see like so close to 80 plus audience like so you're going to refer this product. So we have like few more people, they're still taking up the poll, and right now like close to 80 plus audience, like you are really interested and you'll be recommending this product to your audience. So I'm really good that like I'm glad like so you people are really interested, and whatever like today I'm going to teach you, like it is getting affected, so you get to know about what is this campaign is all about. So next is like it's a pretty important feature, automation. So right now everything is getting automated, so most of the things, so we want things to be automated. So instead of we doing it manually, if we set something, if there is an automation tool which will do everything for us, we prefer that. So that is what the current situation is. So in the automation, we have like two types of automation. One is autoresponder and next one is workflow. So just to give you like a quick heads up on what is the difference between these two automations. Autoresponder, whenever a condition is satisfied, when you send a series of automated email, that will be considered as a autoresponder. And whenever a condition is satisfied, if you perform multiple action, not only sending out an email, sending a SMS, or sending a updating a field, removing a contact from a list, moving a contact to a different workflow, this is a multiple action that will be considered as a workflow. So first we'll discuss about autoresponder. So we have like totally like 7 types of autoresponder. First, it says sign up based autoresponder. So it's right on the screen. So sign up based autoresponder, how exactly it works? Is it a sign up form? No, it is not a sign up form. So initially we started this feature for sign up form, but later we recognized that most of our people, like our customers, they are a CRM user. Their database is in CRM. The data is getting synced from Zoho CRM. And we have customers who are bringing the data from Zoho Recruit as well. So it is not meant for sign up form. We have changed it. Like, so from the Recruit, they'll be adding the contact into CRM, because most of the customers, if you're like once you become a partner of Zoho, so I'm pretty sure like your business will be running only with Zoho application, because we have created an ecosystem for the entire business. So if Zoho Recruit, so the contact is going to get synced into Zoho campaigns, or like it's going to get synced into Zoho CRM. From CRM, it's going to get synced into a mailing list. A sign up form will be, automated email will be triggered. And if you don't want to send an automated email, you want to send out an email for the contacts who's getting added from a Zoho Recruit, you can directly sync them into Zoho campaigns. So there is a direct sync option. So likewise, if you click on create, you can give a name. Zilkar. So you can give any name over here. And next is like, you'll be selecting the audience. So let's take an example, like this was the list I have selected. So today, so you remember, like this was the list I created today. So it was created today. So my requirement is like, whenever a contact is added to this list, because this is a leads list. So when a contact is added to this list, I want to send a series of automated email. So I click on create. So I'm going to create a first message. So first message, creating a campaign, like again, it's going to be the same step. So I'm going to just like make it a bit further, because we have already covered these topics. So I'm just going to make it like a bit faster. So I don't want to take much of your time. So I'm going to pick any template. So I created my first message. It is all set. I can go and create a second message. So the reason I'm creating a second message is like just to show you the difference, like how we can schedule it. So it will be more easier for you to understand. I'm going to pick a random template. All right. So right now I have created 2 messages. So at the maximum, you can schedule like 50 messages. And to be very honest, 50 is a huge number. So we don't have like customers using all 50, maximum 10 or 15. That will be the maximum number. 50, I don't think so any customers are using. So my requirement is like when a contact is added to a list, first email should trigger immediately. So I'm going to set a delay. First email as soon as sign up. I have added. So once a contact is added to a list, I'll be triggering out a campaign. So it will be an automated one. And second, like after 3 days. And once I schedule this, I'll just give you like a quick a best practice for this one for creating a sign up based autoresponder. I schedule it. I click on activate. So workflow is activated, and which you can see there is a filter icon. So what happens is like once I send a first time message, and if it's a recipient activity, so if anyone opens the email, I want to send the follow-up email. Or if anyone clicks on a link, I want to send a follow-up email. Or if anyone is like company name is so and so, or like any information in the contact information, like it's going to give the contact related information. And the recipient activity is like based on the recipient activity, previous email, open or click. So that was the option. So you can select a set of filter. And the best practice, what I was about to tell you is like, so right now I have like 6 contacts. I created a autoresponder. So my intention is like receive the first newsletter, which is like immediately. Technically, these 6 is the first email. The reason I'm saying email is like the contact was added before activating the autoresponder. So the best practice is like make the list 0 and create the autoresponder, whatever, how many of messages, it's like 1 messages or 2 messages or 10 messages, create all the messages and then try to activate it. So how we calculate is like based on the contact, like when exactly it's getting added into the list. So right now the contact is already added into the list. So this will be considered as a old contact. So this will not be considered. These 6 contacts are old contacts, not a new contact. So as per workflow, once after the activation, if any contact is added, that will be considered as a new contact. Only to those contacts, the email will be sent out. So this is a common mistake most of our customers will do. So they add the contact into a list, then they create workflow. It's not the right way. First, create a list with 0 contact, then set an autoresponder, then start the autoresponder. Then if you add any contact, all the contacts will started receiving the email. For this 6 contacts, they will be receiving the first follow-up message. So not one, this follow-up message, they will be receiving it. That will be like a second one. Because this one I have selected like 3 days. As added today, on the 3rd day, the email will be sent out. So I hope like this is clear. And if you have any questions, like please go ahead and ask your question on the question section. So my team, they will help you in answering your question. So date field autoresponder. Date field, again, like it is a self-explanatory. So based on a particular date. So if Zilka, they want to send out a campaign to their customers on the birthday, because they're going to send a campaign to their customers. They've already started, like they are completed few courses, or like they purchased a product. They're an existing customer. They want to send out a campaign on their birthday. So if you're going to maintain the date field for the birthday or anniversary date, so any field, so you can send out a campaign. So all you have to do is, like, from CRM, you have to bring in that particular date field autoresponder. Sorry, the date field, whichever field you have maintained. So if, let's assume, like, if this is the date field, the time when you create this thing, bring in that particular, okay, so I have the date of birth field. So bring in this particular field information into Zoho campaigns. Based on this, if Santosh's birthday is like tomorrow, so Santosh will receiving an email tomorrow. And so my colleague Suresh, his birthday is on July 1st. July 1st, he'll be receiving it. So based on this particular field value, the email will be sent out. So I hope like this is clear. And next will be the closed group. So closed group, this was something, it's a very important requirement Zilker has placed. This was like their first point. So they have different set of course. So if someone subscribed to a course on Wednesday, let's assume, so they're going to do a animation course. So people who subscribe to that particular course, they want to send a series of automated email only to that particular contact, which is they have subscribed on Wednesday. So they create a separate mailing list. So in this particular list, those contacts are going to get added. So whichever contact is going to get subscribed on Wednesday for the animation course, they're going to get added into this particular list. So these contacts will receive an automated email. So you can schedule an interval, like first email immediately, or like 1 day later, 2 days later, 3 days later. Likewise, you can go and schedule it. So this is going to send only to this particular contact. So if any recipient, they're going to subscribe it after Wednesday, like that is on Thursday, because Wednesday is the day when they have ran a promotion, like a 50% discount. Join our animation course. They're going to show like how Maya is going to work. So they're going to give a heads up on that. So it's a 50% discount. So only to them, they're going to target a campaign. So on Thursday, there are some other customers, they're going to join it. But for them, the emails will not be sent. It is for the closed audience. So I hope this is clear. And again, like if you have any questions, please ask the question. And the next comes is like calendar. So you can pick any calendar date. So let's assume like if I'm going to select this list and I mark it as demo, I'm really sorry. And then you can pick a calendar. If you want to send a campaign for Easter, you can pick a calendar date. If you want to send a campaign for Christmas, you can send a campaign. If you want to send a campaign on, let's assume like on May 1st, on Labor's Day, so you can send out a campaign. So you can pick a calendar date and send out a campaign. So that is like calendar-based autoresponder. So next comes is like email action. Email action is something is like it's a good one. Like it's an interesting feature. Most of our customers, they use this email action. So I have sent this campaign today. So this will be my parent campaign. So in this parent campaign, if any contact, if any customers, they open the email, I send out another follow-up email. If anyone clicks on a link, I send another follow-up email. Unopened, if a person is going to leave a campaign unopened for like 3 or 5 days, I send another follow-up email. So try to open the second email. So I send another one. And specific link. So let me see whether I have specific link. Yes. So I have like my social media link in this campaign and my website link. So my requirement is like if someone clicks on this particular link, that is my website, I want to shoot out a campaign. So this will be helpful when you're going to run a campaign, like that campaign contains like your social media, your website, and there is a registration button, or there is a button called interest. So if someone clicks on interest, so you can send a campaign to them because they are interested, or if it's a registration button, they are really interested, you can target them. So that will work. And if person, like if you send out a campaign, they open the email, but they're not clicked on any link. So there is a registration button, or there is like two buttons which is interest and not interest. So they have not clicked on it. So you can send a campaign from here, unlinked. So this is like clicked one. Email action. Next is like smart series. So smart series, like, so I'm going to relate this with a closed group. So closed group, I said like, Zilker, they're going to send a course email. So in that course, like people who are joined on Wednesday, the 50%, they're going to send like few course material. Before the webinar starts, they want like a few workshops to be done. So they'll be running on a regular interval. They'll like every week on Wednesday, they'll be running a campaign. And in that campaign, they'll be sending like few courses. And I mentioned there are chances people who will be joining the list and on the very next day itself, on the Thursday or Friday or Saturday or Sunday, because this event is going to held only on in the month of July. So they have like ample amount of time. So anytime the people can they join it. So even the newly adding contacts, like after like people who join in the month of May, or like people who joins next week, they want to receive that newsletter. Like what are the training material they're going to share it. So for that, you can select this one. So demo, and I'm going to select a list. So what happens is like, I've selected a list. People who are like, I'm going to select the same list which I've selected for the closed group. But this campaign, what it does is like, it's going to send out to everyone the training material. So if tomorrow, like after, like let's take like in the month of May, like one person or like 10 people, they're going to join it. So what happens is like on the May month, they will be receiving. So right now I have like Zilker, they have like around 200 contacts. And in the month of May, 20 contacts is going to get added. That is a new contact. So this 220 will be receiving a newsletter, whatever is scheduled for the month of May. And this 20 contacts, they should receive the training material what was shared earlier. So they can use, like they will be giving an archive link from the campaign what was. So if I'm going to start this, so the campaign was started yesterday. So today was the promotion. Today is Wednesday. Today was the promotion. I gave like 50% discount. So people who joined today, so they'll be getting it. So from today onwards, if whatever the campaign I'm going to send, like whatever the training material, those material will be added as an archive link for those 20 contacts in the month of May. And in the month of July, few contacts is going to get added. So those contacts, that newly added contacts, will receive the July month newsletter first, and they will be getting an archive link of the previous study material, whatever the study material or the training material they have shared. So they'll be getting it. So everyone, they'll be getting the material whatever Zilker is sharing before the training starts. So that is like closed group. And cyclic is like, so if I want to run a campaign like on a scheduled interval, so let's say like I want to send a campaign to all my audience about this particular event, like the webinar which is going to, the training which is going to happen in the month of July. So every Wednesdays I want to run. So I can select the list, I mark it as demo. I create a one. So I select weekly and I give a name and weekly Wednesdays. So every Wednesdays the email will be sent out. So it will be a reminder. So once the event is completed, once the training is completed on month of July, so I go and stop this autoresponder. So this is like autoresponder. So right now I'm pretty sure like you got a quick heads up on like what this autoresponder is all about, what is sign up based till cyclic. So how this autoresponder is going to work up on it. So I'll be covering like workflow right now. So workflow, like we'll be taking like another 10 or 15 minutes. I'll be showing you the workflow. Once the workflow is completed, like we have a short break. Okay, so like it'll be like a relief for you. So I think like most of the people, they're yelling at me for so long time. Yeah, I keep on giving instruction, dumping with too many information. So I'm going to give you a relief after 10 minutes time. So workflow, as I said earlier, I'm gonna like once a condition is satisfied, we are going to send a multiple action, not only email, multiple action is going to be done. So I'm going to create a custom workflow. So I don't want to use any templates. So I can start from the scratch. So it will be better understanding for you. So workflow is, it's like it's a 3 stages: trigger, process, end of workflow action. Trigger is like, so you have defined a process for email marketing. Once a contact is added to a list, or if someone submits a form, so you want to send a first campaign. In the first campaign, if you open the email, that is a different content. If someone clicks on a link, that should be a different content. If people who unopen the email, I want to keep bugging them, sending another email. So you can do that. So you have defined so many processes, but the trigger is like when a contact submits the form. So that is the form submission. We are going to select this form. So we have like different triggers, like on list entry, when a contact is added to a list. Open trigger, which is nothing but it's an API. So during the API, like if any contact is added to a list, you can send a series of automated emails on multiple actions. And updating a field, when a field is updated. So let's take an example like lead stage. Lead stage is contact. So right now it's like I have already created a workflow for leads. So now it's been converted as a contact. Once it's been converted as a contact, I want to send a different set of automated email. So right now the customer has purchased one product. They have purchased Zoho campaigns. So my next target is like, I want to promote Zoho CRM, Zoho Recruit, Sales IQ. So I have different applications. So I want to show like, because I want to explore what Zoho has, like what are applications Zoho, because you search for email marketing, you came to know about that Zoho has an email marketing, but you're not sure Zoho has CRM application. Zoho has a Sales IQ, which you can like you have a live chat option. You can understand the traffic on your website. So everything you can do that. So for that I can do update a field. Once it's been updated, once you purchase it, I can send like multiple emails. Email action based on an email, open, click, or unopen.
Sorry to interrupt. So before you actually set up this workflow and then walk them through it, I was thinking that since it's been about 90 minutes since the last break, we could go for the next break, so the attendees can sort of have their lunch or dinner and take a break, and so you can also rest your throat. Okay, all right. Girish, so guys, in the last break, I mentioned about how Santosh or Sandy has been going non-stop for over 100 minutes, talking non-stop. And this time I want to, especially mention 2 other people, Mr. Suresh and Ms. Swatika, both from Zoho Campaigns team. So the reason I'm calling out the names is, if you noticed, over 400 of you are logged in right now, and you've asked a total of over 350 questions. And one thing you might have all noticed very clearly is that they were all answered within seconds of you posting them. So these keyboard warriors have been continuously replying to all your questions back to back, allowing Santosh to fully concentrate on his demo. So a round of applause for them. So thank you, both of you, and thank you, Santosh, for keeping up the stamina and the fervor. So we will now break for 30 minutes, and we will then resume after that. This will be the last break for the day. We anticipate that there will be another probably 60 minutes worth of session after this long break. So in that, we will also dedicate some time for the trainer to take questions directly instead of sending out text-based responses. So a dedicated Q&A session will also be there. So 30 minutes break now, and probably another 60 minutes of content after that, and then we can call it a day. So there are no more sessions for the rest of the week, and we will only resume next Wednesday for Zoho Analytics, as you can see on the screen right now. So thank you all. See you again in 30 minutes from now.